Hi, guys. I'm Hannah, and I am a yoga teacher and holistic health coach at sunbloomyoga.com. And I was trying to get on here live at 1 o'clock today, but I had to put my daughter down for a nap, so it took a little bit longer than I expected, but that's the life with a toddler. So please excuse the hair. I was laying down with her to try to get her to go to sleep. But anyway, so hi, how are you guys doing? Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling today on this Saturday. Leave me some questions about your views on health and or maybe answer the question, what is family health? And how do you promote health and balance for your family? How do you make it all work? Especially if you're a parent, it's not an easy task. And so I like to help people understand and kind of get motivated to make the changes that they want to make in their lives. So first of all, let me define what health means, and then we'll talk about what is health coaching and how can you improve your health and improve the health of your family. So first of all, health is the state of wellness, which means being without disease or without illness. And so there are different definitions of health and wellness, and I like to go with the one that means empowering yourself to live a healthy lifestyle. So whether you have a chronic illness or a disease process or not going on in your body, you can implement healthy behaviors in your life. And so I don't personally like to say that, health is the optimum state of wellness where we don't have any diseases or chronic illness, because that's just not the truth for most of us. Most of us have something. Most of us have something that we deal with on a daily basis, a chronic, lifelong condition. And that doesn't mean that, health is off the table for you if you have a condition that you deal with. So I want to kind of change the definition and challenge society's standard for what health is. So for me personally, health is a state of mind. It's something that I strive towards daily, and I know that I'll never be perfect at it. I'll never be done working towards my health. It's a continual process that I daily make sure that I'm trying to make healthy choices in the moment. And then there are times when I don't make the most healthy choices. There are times when I want to eat a snack or a treat or dessert or something that's not so healthy. And learning how to be flexible and balance those types of things into your life so that you're not kind of overcorrecting and going into that state of perfectionism. So we have to kind of balance, yes, make healthy choices, but also give ourselves some grace and some allowance to be human and enjoy things that are not, optimal just because we want to. If you want to have a piece of cake, have a piece of cake. Enjoy it. You don't have to feel ashamed of doing that. And so I like the philosophy of health at every size, body positivity, and intuitive eating. What are these things? Well, let me tell you. So first of all, health at every size is a philosophy that it doesn't matter what your weight is. It doesn't matter what your body looks like. It doesn't matter how much, adipose tissue or fat you have. You can focus on making healthy choices in your life to increase your level of health and well-being. So it's an inclusive way of looking at health. We don't have to have a perfect BMI under 25, in order to be considered healthy. We can be considered healthy if we are working, like I said, continually working towards healthy behaviors and a healthy mindset, as well as, getting our health tested at our doctor's office, making sure your thyroid hormones are at the right level, making sure that you are meeting your needs nutritionally speaking, and making sure that, your blood labs come back in the healthy ranges. So people who have a higher BMI, they can still be healthy. They can still have good blood labs. They can still have a healthy functioning thyroid, and, your organs can be functioning properly if you are in a higher BMI. It's okay. You don't have to be the model of picture perfect health in order to be healthy. So that's kind of my little spiel on what health at every size is. And body positivity goes along with that. Body positivity is accepting your body as it is right now, and not accepting diet culture telling you that you should be skinny in order to be lovable. Like, whatever your body looks like, you are worthy as a human to be loved. You are deserving of respect. You are deserving of, all the good things in life, no matter whether you are, in a 35 BMI or a 10 BMI. Like, all of us deserve love and respect and care and nurturing and food and shelter. All of us deserve to have our basic needs met. We deserve to have health care, and we do not deserve to be discriminated against for what our bodies look like or how much fat we have on our body. So body positivity is accepting yourself as you are today and working towards health and valuing yourself as a worthy human being. So you can see how health at every size and body positivity are two mindsets that go together. The third I mentioned was intuitive eating. So there's a whole book on intuitive eating, and I love that book. There's 10 principles of intuitive eating. It's essentially a philosophy of how to heal your relationship to your body and how to heal your relationship to food. And so, maybe we'll go through the principles in a future episode. I don't have them off the top of my head, but you can definitely Google them. This philosophy is becoming really popular these days, and I love seeing that, because our culture really needs to address the way that we teach people about their bodies and healthy eating and how they relate to their food, because it's not healthy to deprive yourself and restrict foods. It doesn't meet your nutritional needs, and it often makes people feel worse. And it also leads to, for a certain portion of the population, it can lead to eating disorders when we are, when we go overboard with the dieting mindset and restricting calories and all of that. So intuitive eating is a philosophy that teaches you how to nourish your body in an emotionally healthy way, and how to cultivate balance in the way that you eat. So yes, they talk about nutrition. They talk about the importance of nourishing your body and fueling your body, meeting your nutritional needs, and also letting go of what they call the food police, or that judgmental, self-critical thought process that tells you that you're wrong or you should be ashamed of eating certain foods or eating too much food. So letting go of that self-criticism and that dieting self-talk that keeps us in this cycle of yo-yo dieting, which is, according to this philosophy, yo-yo dieting is unhealthy because it causes a cycle of restricting that leads to binging. And so in this philosophy, dieting or restricting calories, restricting food, is unsustainable. And yes, you may lose some weight, but in the long term, they say like 95% of people who diet and restrict food or restrict calories end up gaining weight back after they finish the diet, because it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable lifestyle. So intuitive eating presents an alternative way of nourishing your body without dieting and without restricting the types of foods that you eat and the calories that you're eating. A caveat is, if you're going to go through the process of changing your diet, it's important that, especially if you have certain illnesses or if you have food sensitivities, you do need to be working with a professional. If you have a tendency towards disordered eating, definitely you want to be working with a qualified professional in order to address your mental and emotional health, because we cannot have good physical health until our mental and emotional piece is worked out. So, and then also the vice versa is true. If you are working on your mental health, you also need to work on your physical health. These two things go hand in hand. Your brain is inside of your body, and so you cannot have a healthy brain unless you have a healthy body, and you cannot have a healthy body unless you have a healthy brain. So we have to address the two as a whole. And so that comes to my next point. What is holistic health coaching? So it's based on the philosophy of holism. So viewing every person as a functioning whole. So we cannot take your brain out of your body and, fix the brain and then put it back in and then, everything is hunky-dory. We can't separate the pieces of you from the whole. So we have to look at health from a holistic perspective of, integrating all different aspects of your life, getting these things working and functioning in a healthy, whole way. It's just like, when you look at a car, you have to have all the pieces of the car in order to make it go. You cannot take out the radiator out of the car and expect the car to function properly. You can't take the wheels off the car and say, oh, I have this car and we can go take it on a weekend trip. I just don't have any wheels, but that's okay. Like, your car's not going to go anywhere without wheels. And so the same thing with your body. Your body is a whole being. And so we have to look at all parts of you: mental, physical, and spiritual. So when I work with people, I like to talk about your values. What is important to you about your health? Why do you want to be healthy? And it's important to ask these questions first before you get started. Otherwise, the changes that you're going to make, you may not stick with them. If you want to make lasting, sustainable lifestyle changes that stick, you have to understand why it's important to you, so that in those really hard moments and in those days where you maybe aren't feeling so well, maybe you're in a bad mood, maybe you are going through something really hard, you can come back to the why. Why am I trying to live a healthy lifestyle? Why do I need to choose healthy foods? And like, let that be the fuel that guides you into the what and the how. So your what is it that you want to change? What do you want to be doing? Do you want to eat more vegetables, more fruits, and reduce processed foods? Great, that's awesome. Then we ask, how? How are you going to do that? So when we talk about the how, we look at your routine, we look at what you're currently eating, and how can you make small changes in those things, so that over time you can make greater changes. You might start with, okay, I'm going to drink 4 bottles of water per day. That's, if it's a 12-ounce bottle, that's 12 times 4. And I'm trying to do math in my head. Somewhere around a little less than 60 ounces of water. That would be a really great start. And then working towards getting up over 60 ounces of water would be a really great first step towards health. And then you can work, once you get that habit set, spend a month really just increasing your water intake, focusing on making sure you're getting enough water throughout the day. Notice how it feels when you're good and hydrated, and get used to that feeling, get used to that habit. And then after about a month or 2 of really focusing on hydration, then you can take the next step. What's the next small change that you want to make? Okay, maybe you add some fruit into your diet. Maybe you add more vegetables into your diet. It's up to you. And I like to say, add before you subtract, because we don't want to be taking things out without replacing them with a healthy option. So add something healthy and then take away something that's not as healthy. And just kind of sit with those changes, make small changes as you go. Notice how it feels in your body, notice how it feels different, and notice where you are emotionally attached to certain habits, and see if you can sit with that emotion without engaging in the behavior. So for example, if you want to cut out something like drinking Coke, notice how it feels. Maybe drink 1 less Coke in a day, and notice how it feels when you're not drinking Coke. Maybe replace that with a glass of water, and notice how it feels in your body. For some people, reducing caffeine can lead to headaches or feeling sluggish or tired. See if you can sit with that feeling, breathe through it, drink some water, nourish your body in a different way, and notice how that feels. And really cultivate this mindset of being willing to release attachment to something that you used to do, and now you are trying to do something differently. And again, remember why is it important to you? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to I'm gonna have to go grab baby really quick, and I'm gonna be right back to finish out talking about family wellness. All right, guys. So this is my daughter, Harmony, and she's here to help us talk about family wellness. So what does it mean to promote the wellness of your family? And what challenges do we as parents often come across when we are trying to create health and wellness for our family? Well, first of all, it's not easy to make changes within your own self, and it can be even harder to make changes with other people in mind, whether it be spouses, parents, or children. Especially with little ones, it can be really hard to change their diet after they get used to eating certain types of foods. It can be really difficult to get them to accept change, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. So when it comes to other adults or older kids, teenagers or preteens, or even kids that are like 8-9 years old, talk about why do you want to make healthy changes, and ask these people, whether they're kids or adults, what is important for them, like what matters to them for their health, and then ask them, tell them your why you want to get healthy, why you want the family to be healthy, and then talk about, you want to get on the same page first of all, and then talk about the what and the how. What is it that you want to be different, and see if you can come to an agreement with other people about like what could be different, and then how you're going to do it, how you're going to implement these changes together. And so you want to get your family on the same page, and then recognize, other people may want something different. So how can you create space in your family for, maybe your spouse doesn't want to let go of drinking coffee or drinking sodas. Okay, well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. How can we make space so that I can do what I want to do with my body, and you can do what you want to do with your body, and we can come to this with a mutual respect and a mutual agreement, so that we can support one another in our own choices without causing harm, without coming to a power struggle, or one person trying to force their way onto another person, and without judgment and criticism. So this is easier said than done, but it's all in how you talk about things with one another, really trying to get onto the same page. And again, the idea is to start with why. Why is it important? Why is it important to you? And why is the other person's choice important to them? And creating space around those things so that everyone gets a choice in the way that they're eating. And then with little ones like mine, you can't really reason with them yet. And that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to present them with a variety of opportunities to try different foods, and respecting their right to eat certain foods or not eat certain foods. We don't force little ones to eat foods or not eat foods, much the same way as we don't force an adult to eat certain foods or not eat certain foods. So your job as a parent is to present a variety of different foods, understanding that your child may or may not want to try them in that moment. But the more you present a child with a certain food option, the more they'll get used to it and become familiar with it. And eventually they may try the food. They may like it, they may not like it, but you don't get to control that. You don't get to control whether your child likes a certain food or not. So my daughter does not like broccoli, and every time I present broccoli to her, she throws it on the floor. And so I do not force her to eat broccoli, but I do present broccoli multiple times a week, maybe 3 times a week, and I model myself eating broccoli, and I try to give her a variety of ways to eat broccoli. So, I might have steamed broccoli with some ranch dressing. She likes to eat ranch dressing, and so she'll try the broccoli dipped in ranch dressing. Broccoli and cheese, same thing. She'll eat broccoli and cheese. But she will not eat steamed broccoli by itself. And that's okay. Kids are allowed to have preferences. So, same with adults. Try a variety of different ways of eating different things. You may find that you like a food when it's paired with a certain sauce, or you might like a certain food in a different recipe than you've tried before. So try to be open-minded with the foods that you're eating, and be willing to try something new. And even if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. You don't have to continue like forcing something that just doesn't feel right to you. There's plenty of variety of healthy foods out there. So your job is to experiment and see what you like and see what your family likes, and try to find healthy options that work for you and your family. So don't be afraid to get creative, be open minded, be flexible. Realize you don't have to be in control of everybody, and just have fun with it. Get your kids in the kitchen, get your spouse in the kitchen, prepare food together. Your kitchen is the heart of your home. And when you spend time together there preparing healthy foods, you might find that you and your family starts to enjoy the process of preparing food more and eating healthy. You might find that it's more fun and more fulfilling to eat healthy when everyone is in the kitchen helping prepare the meal. So, if you are interested in working with me one-on-one as your health coach, I have a few options right now. Let me tell you about what I have going on. First of all, starting in January, I'm going to be doing a yoga health coaching group for moms. And you can find more information on that on my blog, sunbloomyoga.com/blog. And then you'll just click on Mama's Holistic Yoga Coaching Group. I also offer individual coaching, and so you can come onto my website, sunbloomyoga.com, and scroll down till you find the Holistic Health Coaching button, and you can get scheduled for a appointment for health coaching. Feel free to reach out to me. I have a contact form on my website, sunbloomyoga.com. Just click on the contact button. You can send me an email, let me know what you're interested in, or you can give me a call. My phone number is on my website as well. I do offer free yoga classes. There's a calendar on my website. So feel free to head on over to the website and let me know what you're needing, how you'd like to work with me. And thanks for joining me today. Namaste. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.